Guys, it's Shannon from Painted Farmhouse Workshops in our Creating Chaos series of our videos. These are videos for people to see that do our workshops and videos of things that we do, ways that you can create this stuff at home. And they're also reference videos so that if you do have a project or something at home, you can kind of look back on it. So if you guys can see, we have these little frame wreaths with the flowers down the side. And the initial in the middle that we're selling. Good news, we are now selling them as kits. You're going to be able to order them. We have them for pickup and delivery currently in the Ottawa area, but we are looking at shipping them too. So there'll be a cost associated with that, which we're trying to find somebody who can do for us. So we'll get back to you on that. They're very light. They hardly weigh anything at all. The flowers are very light. So let's just talk about the flowers for quick. So these are wood flowers. They're a bunch of different kinds of shapes and sizes and lots of different things here, so you guys can kind of see them. They're just wood pieces. They're tied together with a little string at the back of them there. Easy to make. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys how we dye these. And if you order one of these, you're going to get an order form, and on the order form there's going to be a bunch of different dyes. So we have dye for our own paints and things here, so we use those. So when you order your kit, you'll be able to order a couple of different sample sizes. There's just little teeny, pardon the stain all over my hands, teeny tiny little samples, because you don't need very much. So I'm going to show you guys. So I have a very small deli cup of water there. We're going to kind of dye these in an array of pinks so it is the tiniest little drop of our dye that's going to go in there. Not much at all. So you're going to see it's just barely, maybe a couple of drops is all that took. Okay. And we have one that's a little bit bigger just so you can see them. They are different colors, which you can't see, but we just dyed previously just as a tester, these little pink ones here. It's a soft pink. It's got kind of, you can see, this is what we're looking for, is that gradient kind of look in our flowers. So that's why I don't mix this up. You guys can mix it up, but I'm trying to go for a specific look here. So all you're going to do is take your flower and you're just going to dip it in really quickly. And this one's going to be a very, very soft pink. Now, it may not look like much. I'm worried that the camera's not going to pick it up. It's maybe, yeah, a couple of hints of pink, but nothing. But that's actually what we want for this. They're okay to be wet. You're going to grab your paper towel, just dry them out. So I'll just put them on this paper towel over here so you guys can see as we're going along. There's the one that we just did. Here's a couple of the ones from earlier. Really, really soft pink in these ones here. So I'll add just a little stir there so we can get a little bit more so you guys can see. So I'm going to grab one of these guys here. Just put it in. Now the longer that you put it in, the darker color it's going to pick. And now you can start to see this is starting to turn a little bit more pink. See that one there? It's got a nice soft pink hue to it. This is what we're looking for, is those kind of faded in and out pink colors. This one's a little bit, I'm going to leave this one in a little bit longer just because it's got some fun grooves and things in it that I want to show up. But this is the array of pinks that we're looking for this particular sign. Perfect. Yay. All right. So you can see how they're just kind of picking up little hints and hues of it. This one I might actually just dip in again, just to pick up a little bit more. Perfect. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is just of the darker pink from this one here, I'm just going to add a little bit to kind of gradually bring up the depth of that color. Now we talked about this in a previous video, and we have the ones that have the skin on them, which is basically the bark of them. As you can see there, hasn't been taken off, versus these ones here that have the bark taken off. These are dyeable too. I'm going to just show you, I'm not actually using these in this project, but I'm going to show you what they look like and how they can be dyed as well. Color's not quite dark enough for this to show you, but it's the lighter part of the flower. There you go. The lighter part of the flower that will be dyed. So perfect. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of gradually add a little bit, because this is the color scheme that I'm looking for this. I just want the slightest little hint of pinks in these. I don't want it to be a saturated pink. I don't want it to be a bright. So a little bit, you'll get the directions for this when you get them, but a little bit goes a long way with these. So there's another pink there. It's just got that sort of subtle undertone, and we're just going to get it a little bit darker as we go along. I'm going to add a little bit more of that mix I just added in the previous one. I'm just running out of space, so we'll just grab this guy and add a little bit more to that bottle. Perfect. There it is there. We're just going to keep dyeing these. Yeah, perfect. So you can start to see they're getting a little bit darker. Each flower is going to pick up a little bit more of the pink hue. And then I'm actually going to start to glue these on. Now what I thought I would do, just to kind of give it a little bit of variation, I have a little bit of a blue here. I'm going to add a little bit of a blue just to give a slight purple hue. Just the tiniest of drops, so it's not going to be very much. I'm going to try one. If it doesn't work out the color that I want, then I won't use it. I'll save it for another project, but this is going to look like a dark purple there. And I'll use this little guy here just to give it a little bit more of a purple hue, just to kind of keep them the same gradient levels. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. So they've got a little bit of a different hue each time that you color them. Just like a flower, they're not going to have the same colors every time that you use them. I'm kind of running out of space here, so I'm just dyeing off screen to show you guys here. So again, I'll dye this one for you in screen so you can see it. This might pick it up a little bit more. But you can already see this one's got more of a purple hue, which is what I was going for. I want them to be different. There you go. So dyes this color here because these I'm going very light. I'll do a darker one too for you guys to see, just for this particular sign that I'm trying to stay with the softer colors. I think I might even add a little bit more purple to that and see what happens. Or not purple, blue, I guess, just to see if we can get it a little bit more profound of a purple. And then you'll get just this tiny little vial of dye, and you'll be able to play around with it and see what you think. So I'll give one that that's too purple. Actually, it might work. It might work. In the purples and the pinks. There we go. This is such a tiny, tiny amount of paint that, or of dye. So there we go. It's a little bit more purple than I want it to be, but it's just a slight little undertone of the color is what I'm looking for. And then I'm going to make it a little bit more pink. Let's see if I can't pick up a little bit more of that. Just mixing it up. This is all the same colors. You guys can do this in any kind of cup or any kind of, it doesn't dye the cup. So you can go ahead and do perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. As I said, I was running out of room. So this is the gradient levels I was looking for, just different kind of hues of these colors. So when we do our little arrangement on the side, I'm going to add a little bit more purple to that now. And we should have all the flowers that we need. I'm actually even going to throw in a couple of non-dyed. There's the white. It's not even a white, it's an off-white. Just to... Perfect. All right, so there's our flowers. Basically what we're going to do now is I'm just going to lift up this frame. We're going to create our little display of flowers around the outside. I'm going to do this while they're still wet. Not typically recommended, but you've sort of seen the flowers and how they're dyed at this point. And you can see the pink hues that are in these. So you can go as bright or as dark as you want with these. I'm just going to move these off to the side. And then what you're going to get once you dye these, and I would recommend in our videos, we're not going to be able to do that for you, but if you've ordered one of these kits, you're just going to let these dry a little bit. The color does change slightly. You can see these ones have gone a little bit more purple with time. And all I'm using is a hot glue gun to glue on our flowers. I'm doing kind of a corner. I always try and start with one of the biggest ones first in the corner to see just placement wise and play around with it a little bit. I'm going to just grab paper towel because we're doing this. They're super delicate, as you can see. They'll just peel right off. If you've got any broken pieces, just break them off. You'll get an array. Unfortunately, we're not at a point where we can have you decide which flowers you like more than others. We'll give you a large variety of flowers to pick from, but it depends on what we have made at the time. So maybe that's something we can do in the future where you can order the type of flower. There are lots of companies that make these flowers and ship them, and you can buy them separate if you wanted to. So there you go. So I'm just going to grab a big dollop of hot glue. And put it where I want it to be. And my idea for this particular one is to go more up the side than down the bottom. I want it to be sort of lopsided that way. So I'm just going to kind of bring a couple in on the end. Not too many. And you want to make sure that you're mixing up your types, heights, selection of your flowers, because that's what's going to give you your variety on you. So you can sort of see where that's going. And then do something maybe a little bit different there. And you've got all these different ones that you can kind of play around with and decide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the video there. I'm going to put these together. It's not actually the glue that's moving, it's the flowers that are moving. When they're wet like this, you can spread them out a little bit too and kind of make them look a little bit more natural. So that'll show you. Then we'll add our little eye hooks in the top, a little bit of our invisible lining, and you'll put your initial there. You'll get your video for that on how to do it. But this is exactly how to dye the flowers for your wreath. And we're looking forward to it. Guys, these are only $60. The flowers alone that you get, we're going to average between 10 and 15 flowers, depending on the size and the variety of them. Those alone are worth a good chunk of that $60. So plus the initial in the middle for your frame. And we'll take some pictures and I'll put them up on the page so you can see what it looks like when it's finished and on the door. So thanks again, guys. We'll put the order form up ASAP for you to start ordering these. I cannot wait. Don't forget to post your pictures of what you make so we can take a peek. We love to see them when they're done. Thanks very much. Bye, guys.